Now let's go ahead and see how we can combine some of the skills that we've learned into some customizations for our website. In this lesson, we're going to use something called custom fields to augment data that is displayed within our blog page. We're going to use our child theme, and we'll be coding with PHP, JSON, and CSS in order to enhance our website. Since each of these posts highlight a specific adventure or trip that you can go on, in addition to having the featured image, the title, and the excerpt, along with the date, I want to have another line of code appear that is going to specify when the trip is occurring. I want this information to be very predominant since this is information that a user would need to know if they're interested in pursuing more information about any of these trips. Because I want this text to appear in my blog page summary, and I'm using an excerpt, I'm going to need to use a custom field to inject this information into the posts. And then we're going to have to modify some code so we can ensure that this information is displayed inside of our query loop in the manner that we want. The first thing we need to do is in the back end portion of our website, we'll need to go to our posts that we want to modify. So I'm going to go to my first post, and you can see that I have this information in the full post area, but because this information is displayed at the bottom of the post, it is not showing in my excerpt. I don't want to put it inside the excerpt because the excerpt only allows you to display one paragraph of text. So what we're going to do is we are going to add a custom field. By default, WordPress does not have custom fields on. So you're going to need to go to the three dots, and we're going to go to Preferences. And in the preference area, if you come down to the bottom portion where it says Advanced, you're going to click Custom Fields. Once you do this, you're going to need to reload your page, and then you will have the ability to access the custom fields. So we'll go ahead and click Show and Reload Page. And if we scroll down to the bottom section of our post, you can see that we have this new area called Custom Fields. Custom fields are also called post meta. They're basically extra pieces of information that can be added to posts, pages, or custom post types in WordPress. They'll allow users and developers to store and display custom metadata beyond the default fields, such as title, content, author, etc. Every single post or custom post type in WordPress has a meta table. This is stored in the database, and custom fields will store additional key value pairs that are associated with the post. So what we'll do is we're going to assign a name, and obviously we've never created a custom field. We do have the footnotes and origin, but we want to actually create our own name. So I'm going to click Enter New, and then I'll go ahead and assign a custom field name. So for this custom field, we're going to call it Trip Dates. Then I need to assign a value. So in this case, I'm just going to plug in the same information that we have within our post. And then I'll want to save my page. Now at this point, this custom field data has been added to my post. But if we go back to the front end part of our website and refresh, this data is not going to appear anywhere. It definitely doesn't appear on the blog post page. And if we go to the overall post, it does not display here either. So what we need to do is we need to create some custom code so that we can take advantage of this data. Now, before I go ahead and do that, I'm going to add custom fields to the additional trip posts that we're using within our website. Once you've created one custom field, the custom field area is currently there. And if you use the pull-down menu, you'll find any previously named custom field posts that you may have created prior to this particular step. So I'll quickly add the custom field data to all of my trip posts. Now that I have the custom field data entered into all of the posts that I'm interested in using this feature on, we'll move on to the next step. I'm going to come back to my functions.php file, and we're going to add some additional PHP code in order to take advantage of this. I'll enter the data and then I'll break it down for you. The first thing that's happening right here is we are using the add action hook to call the function called custom trip dates register meta. When the WordPress init action runs, this function is going to be called. The init action fires early in WordPress before most content is loaded. This ensures that the metadata is registered before posts are actually processed. Then we have a function with the same name, custom trip dates register meta. This is defining our custom function. This function is going to register metadata, which in this case is the custom fields that we just used for posts. The next bit of text that we have is where we register the custom meta field named trip dates for post objects. So we're specifying that this is for post objects. This is the name of the custom field that we want to register. And then the third argument that we have here is an array of options that define how the metadata behaves. Show in REST has a value of true. This makes the metadata available in the REST API, which allows Gutenberg and external apps to access it. Single is also set to true. This ensures that only one value is stored for this meta field per post. Type is set to string, which defines the data type as a string of text. Sanitize callback is going to have a value of WP strip all tags. This cleans the input by removing all HTML tags before saving the data. So this bit of code that we have just written is going to add a custom meta field called trip dates to posts. It's going to ensure that it's a single value string, not an array or multiple entries. It's going to sanitize the input to prevent malicious code by stripping HTML tags. And it's going to make this available in the REST API so that it can be used in our Gutenberg editor, in our custom front-end queries, and in headless WordPress applications. Now, if we save this bit of code and go back to the front-end portion of WordPress and refresh, you're going to see that there is no change. We have added the code and it's ready and available for us, but we still need to add it to our query loop. So I will go back to WordPress. I'm going to go to Appearance, Themes, Editor, Templates, and we're going to go into our blog home, which is where we have all of the attributes that are controlling this portion of our website. What we're going to be doing here is we are going to add something to our query loop. Now, because we're just using straight WordPress and not using any additional plugins, we're going to have to augment our code and add a little bit of JSON data. So in order to do this, I'm going to go to the three dots, which are going to access the options for the page, and I'm going to go into my code editor. The code editor is going to show you the code that is controlling this portion of our page. So there is a lot of stuff that's happening here. You don't have to worry about too much of it, but this first bit of code is basically loading the header for our child theme. Then we have some information that is controlling the overall spacing and layout of the header. If we drop down, here is where we have information about our query, and this just defines different parameters regarding our query loop. If we drop down, this is where it's generating the title. Is link true is making sure that the post title is a link. Then we have our post excerpt, and here we have our post date. And then this is all wrapped inside of a WordPress group, and it's all part of the post template. So what we want to do is we want to insert this information after our post excerpt. So I'm going to go ahead and create some additional space right here so that we can create our custom code in this portion of the page. I'll go ahead and paste this in, and then I will tell you what everything means. What this code is right here is it is a block editor JSON comment block that defines a paragraph block within WordPress. We are injecting this with dynamic content. So the first line of code that we have right here is basically beginning a Gutenberg block definition. The WP paragraph tells WordPress that this is a paragraph block. We are assigning a class name of post date. That will ensure that we'll be able to hook this paragraph uniquely once it's rendered on our page. The next bit of JSON code is the metadata. This starts the metadata section for the block. Metadata provides extra configurations such as dynamic content bindings. The bindings line of code specifies that the content of this paragraph is going to be dynamically populated. So instead of showing static paragraph, it's going to pull the data from another source. The line of code that says content and then source right here, this means that the content of this block is going to be fetched from custom post metadata. In WordPress, post meta are additional fields that are stored within our database. The args key trip dates specifies which custom field or which meta key is going to be used. In this case, it's pulling data from the custom field called trip dates. This next bit of code right here simply closes the metadata JSON block. Then we have a paragraph with a class of post date. This is going to be the HTML output of the block. The paragraph is going to be rendered with the class of post date, but the content is going to be replaced dynamically with the value that's stored in our trip dates custom field. And finally, this last line of code is going to close the Gutenberg paragraph block. So this bit of code that we just inserted into our query loop is going to create a paragraph in the WordPress editor. The content of the paragraph will be dynamically pulled from a custom field called trip dates. The paragraph will be assigned a class of post date, which can then be styled. And the block is going to allow the WordPress editor to display custom metadata in posts without using any PHP. Let's go ahead and save this. And if you return and exit the code editor, you're going to see the date is going to show up. If we look at our query loop, there's just a paragraph that we have just created down here that stores this information. But all of our posts, as long as we added the custom field, are going to show up with that information. So let's just verify that this is showing up in the front end portion of WordPress. I'll refresh my page and you can see indeed that all of the posts where I added the custom data, this data is appearing. If we open up our developer tools, you can see that this particular class has the post date class assigned to it, which means that we can go ahead and augment this with some CSS. So let's do that now. I'll go into my style.css and I'm just going to insert a comment down here. I'll go ahead and add the class of .postDate. We're going to change the color of this information and we'll just make this the same blue that we're using on our Font Awesome icons. I'm also going to change the font weight and we'll just make this bold so it stands out a little bit more. And let's also change the font style and make it italic. If we save this and jump back to the front end part of our browser, if I refresh, you can see that now this information is highlighted and being styled in the exact manner that we have specified. This is a super handy feature of WordPress. It allows you to inject additional content into your posts. And once you have that content inserted into the posts as custom field, you can choose to do whatever you want with that content. You can create as many custom fields as you need in your website, and this can be very helpful. I have used this in the past if there are multiple authors for a particular blog post. Sometimes blog posts will be written by more than one person. You might want to add any co-authors or any sort of additional information that might be pertinent. This can be achieved by using the custom fields data. I hope that you found this to be helpful. And as you can see, this is a great way that we are able to combine PHP, JSON, and CSS so that we can really customize our WordPress website and achieve the exact results that we want.